Hello! Hey everybody! Here's some little tricks for cold exposure. As you can tell, it's probably cold. It looks cold here. Kind of feels a little bit cold, but the way I learned cold exposure was mostly through gradual exposure and breathing techniques. So what is really helpful is to learn how to guide your breathing, and especially in the cold, it's be like a long belly inhale and like a slower exhale actually in the cold. But learning the breathing at home, I highly recommend the belly inhale and the letting go exhale. Maybe make it an audible sort of sighing sound, and then just a simple belly inhale, expanding the belly first and the chest, and then it's like a. If you do that a few times, you probably feel a bit lightheaded and dizzy, but in a good way, and it helps to feel happier and healthier. And then if you want to do it a little bit longer, then you really get a lot of benefits out of this. If you do it in the cold, you want to learn how to do like thermal regulation and be in the cold actually. Hi. Then it's actually better to do a longer exhale, so deep inhale and like a deep inhale. And that really helps to calm down the nervous system, to be in the cold, because you really want to relax your shoulders, your whole body, and really enjoy the cold in a way, or being warm, the inner fire in the cold. That's what really brings the joy. And if whenever you feel shaking or something, stop it. Also the cold shower, stop that, because that's not a good thing. Otherwise, the cold exposure and the deep breathing can really help to live a healthier and happier life. I had a birth trauma and almost lifelong decades of anxiety and depression. Just got off the phone with my sister. I remember it wasn't always so easy to deal with me, and still probably isn't so much, but now when we're talking, like, it's all so much smiles, and it's brought me so much joy. This breathing techniques and the cold exposure especially is a good way to learn the breathing techniques, because the cold shower or this cold exposure here is a huge stressor on the body. So much stress, which we're not used to. So it's novel. So if we go into like an environment that is very, very stressful and is unusually stressful, and we learn something that we can regulate. So if when people go running, like marathon, they push themselves, and then you learn something. You learn endurance, you learn persistence, and in this case also, like, you learn you need to regulate your breathing in order to do the inner fire and to be in a cold. So you kind of like, you really have to learn the breathing, but then because you learn it in the cold, in such a stressful situation, you'll be able to take that learning more into your daily life as well. So that's like really why the cold showers and the cold exposure is so powerful, because it's hard to replicate any stressful environment like this, because it's really like all encompassing, right? Like I'm here like with this, like my whole body is almost affected by the cold. So I really need to be fully present in my body, and also kind of guide my breathing to a place that I can really feel calm as it relaxed, and get as much oxygen in my body, so I can really, as oxygen, air fuels fire. So I see it like this too, like getting more oxygen in our lung wings will help to fuel our inner fire, to like feel warmer. So that's also when we breathe more shallow and we tense, we don't get that much oxygen in, so we feel more affected by the cold, by the stressful environment. And training in the cold with cold showers and with cold exposure, ice baths and all that stuff has really helped to take that breathing awareness into my daily life. So now like the breathing rate went down from, it's probably usually between like 15 to 20 breaths per minute. So it's like, a lot of breathing. But with this cold exposure and cold showers, one can really train themselves to bring the breathing rate down to like 3 to 5 breaths, or 5 to 10 or something, anything like that. But it's really deeper inhales and slower exhales. in my daily life, and that's it was all training, you know. Everybody can do this, and hey, the looks you're getting when you're walking around in t-shirts. Sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's like, but yeah, it's just a wonderful thing I've learned. Thank you so much for all the g-tummo meditation practitioners and everybody else, Wim Hof especially, who has done this for decades before he got really famous with this and helped so many people. Everybody who helped me and other people to learn this, practice it, so much gratitude. And yeah, love from me for everybody who watches this and everybody in general. Thanks so much, and hope that any of this I shared helps you to live a bit healthier and happier. And it's definitely not that warm showers are not enjoyable. I'm gonna enjoy a hot shower now after I walked home, and that's gonna be a lot of fun too.